In this lecture, we will discuss about body fluid compartments in a very short and easy to understand manner. Through the process of osmosis, water moves through a semi-permeable membrane. So water moves through a semi-permeable membrane from a higher concentration to a level of lower concentration. So from one compartment of the body to another compartment, from intracellular fluid compartment to extracellular fluid compartment, and vice versa. The osmosis is the process of diffusion of water, movement of water from a region of higher concentration to a region of lower concentration. That you can see that in the diagram here in the figure. Osmosis, here the water molecules will move from a region of higher concentration to a region of lower concentration across a semi-permeable membrane. And let's see the distribution of total body fluids in our body. Around 75% of the body mass in infant is water. In an infant will be water, 75%. And in an adult, men and women, this is about 50 to 60% of body mass will be water. And in an old age, around 45% of the body mass will be water. And every organ in our body, they contain water content, and in that, brain and kidneys have the highest proportion of water content in it. About 80 to 85% of the brain and the kidney is composed of water. And teeth has the lowest proportion of water, and are amounting to 8 to 10 percentage of water is present in the teeth. And let's see the different compartments containing water, fluid. Intracellular and extracellular compartments we will discuss. The body fluids can be discussed in terms of their fluid compartments. We'll discuss about its scope of fluid compartments. The fluid compartment is the location in which is separated from another compartment by some form of a physical barrier. There will be some form of physical barrier which will separate one compartment of a body fluid with another. Let's discuss intracellular fluid compartment, which contains fluid within the cells. So the intracellular fluid compartment is the fluid present within the cell, and it's be separated from outside by a plasma membrane, a cell membrane. Separates it from the extracellular fluid. So intracellular fluid compartment is one compartment which is present within the cell. The next is extracellular fluid compartment. It is present outside the cells of the body. So present outside the cells of the body, you can see that here. The intracellular fluid compartment is the compartment of fluid present within the cell, inner to the cell membrane, and outside the cell we have extracellular fluid. Outside the cell is extracellular fluid. Extracellular fluid has two constituents. There are two constituents such as blood plasma and interstitial fluid. The component include plasma, the fluid component of the blood, which is called plasma, is an extracellular fluid, and interstitial fluid. Interstitial fluid is the fluid between the cells, between the tissues. Okay, right. So intracellular fluid compartment, which is present within the cell, and extracellular fluid compartment composed of plasma and interstitial fluid. And plasma is present within the blood, within the blood vessel. Next we'll discuss is intracellular fluid. This is present within the cells. This is a fluid present within the cells, inner to the cells, and this is the main component of the cytosol of the cytoplasm. So inner to the plasma membrane we have cytoplasm, and the fluid portion of the cytoplasm is otherwise called cytosol, and this is the main this intracellular fluid is the main component of the cytosol of the cytoplasm. The intracellular fluid constitutes for about 60% of the total water in the human body. And intracellular fluid accounts for 25 liters of fluid in an adult. In an adult, there will be 25 liters of intracellular fluid. An amount of water in the living cells, that is intracellular fluid, is regulated by the body. The amount of water will be regulated by the body, and cytosol may become very concentrated if the water inside the cells falls too low, or if there is too much of water, the cell may burst. Next is the extracellular fluid. This is the fluid that is not contained within the cell. It is contained outside the cell. Extracellular fluid is composed of plasma. This is the fluid component of the blood. Then interstitial fluid, lymph, etc. You can see that here. This is a cell. Inner to the cell we have interstitial fluid. Outside the cell we have, inner to the cell we have intracellular fluid, and outside the cell, between the cells, we have interstitial fluid. You can see that here, interstitial fluid. And this is a blood vessel, and in the blood vessel, in the blood we have plasma. That is intravascular fluid, otherwise called intravascular. Intra means inside, vascular means blood vessel. The fluid which is present within the blood vessel, that is the blood, and the blood plasma is another fluid, extracellular fluid. Together it forms extracellular fluid. Extracellular fluid composed of interstitial fluid and plasma. The extracellular fluid constitute for about 1/3 of the body's water content. 1/3 of the body's water content is extracellular fluid. Approximately 20% of the extracellular fluid is found in plasma. And plasma which travels through the body through the blood vessels. And plasma will help in the transport of wide range of materials such as blood cells. It transports blood cells, transports protein, transports clotting factors, antibodies, electrolytes, nutrients, gases, waste materials, etc. The body has other water-based extracellular fluid such as cerebrospinal fluid and extracellular fluid. The cerebrospinal fluid is present covering the brain and the spinal cord, which is present within the subarachnoid space of the meninges. Okay, and lymph in the lymphatic system, synovial fluid in the synovial joints, pleural fluid in the pleura of the lungs, pericardial fluid in the pericardium of the heart, peritoneal fluid in the peritoneum, and aqueous humor in the eyes. All these are water-based extracellular fluid. As these fluids are present outside the cells, these fluids are considered to be components of the extracellular fluid compartment, as they are present outside the cell. Now we'll discuss about major electrolytes and maintenance of their homeostasis, how their balance is maintained. Sodium, potassium, chloride, these are the major electrolytes in the body. The electrolytes may also include magnesium, calcium, phosphate, bicarbonate, etc. Electrolytes, they come from our food and fluid. Electrolytes, they are very essential for basic life functioning, and it helps in maintaining electrical neutrality in the cells. It helps in generating nerve impulses. It helps in conducting action potential nerve impulses in the nerves and muscles. And next we'll discuss is sodium. It is one of the most important electrolyte in the extracellular fluid, and it is responsible for maintaining extracellular fluid volume. And it also helps in regulation of membrane potentials of the cells. Sodium is exchanged along with potassium across the cell membrane as a part of their active transport that helps in it maintaining its balance. So sodium potassium pump helps in regulating the sodium and potassium balance. The amount of sodium is regulated mainly by the kidney. kidneys will control the amount of serum sodium levels. The majority of sodium reabsorption will take place in the tubules of the kidney, tubules of the nephron of the kidney. Next is potassium. This is mainly an intracellular ion. The sodium potassium pump is responsible for maintaining its balance. The balance of sodium and potassium is maintained by sodium potassium pump. So sodium potassium pump will pump out sodium in exchange of potassium. Potassium is taken into the cell and sodium is sent out. So that is sodium potassium pump, and where this is all be managed by the kidney. Filtration of potassium will take place in the glomerulus of the nephron, and the amount which is the potassium which is required will be reabsorbed by the kidney tubules, and which is not at all required will be excreted out, yes, or secreted out. And aldosterone is also helping in maintaining its balance. Next is calcium. Calcium is involved in mineralization of the bones, the contraction of the muscles, transmission of nerve impulses, blood clotting, secretion of hormones, etc. And we get calcium through our diet. Diet is the main source of calcium, and this is mostly an extracellular fluid component. Calcium is present in the extracellular fluid, and absorption of calcium occurs from the intestine, and we absorb from the diet we take in. And parathyroid hormone and calcitonin hormone also is responsible for maintaining serum calcium levels, and it is regulated by the kidneys. Next is bicarbonate. Kidneys are also responsible for the regulation of bicarbonate concentration, and these bicarbonates are responsible for maintaining acid-base balance in our body. And kidneys are responsible for regulating its amount. Kidneys, they reabsorb the filtered bicarbonates, and in case of a diarrhea, that may result in too much of water loss and loss of bicarbonates, causing imbalance in the acid-base regulation, which may cause of dehydration also. Okay, right. Then next is phosphorus. Phosphorus is an extracellular fluid cation, and about 85% of the total body phosphorus is in the bones and teeth. And soft tissues also contain 15% of the body phosphorus. It plays an important role in metabolic pathways, and this is also an important component of the ATPs and nucleotides. Phosphate is regulated simultaneously with calcium, then parathyroid hormone and calcitonin. All these helps in regulation of the phosphate levels. Kidneys are responsible for the phosphorus excretion. It is responsible for maintaining the balance of phosphorus in the body. Imbalance in the levels in the phosphorus in the body will occur due to imbalance in the dietary intake. The dietary intake, if it is imbalanced, that may cause imbalance in the levels of phosphorus. Gastrointestinal disorders may cause an imbalance in the levels of phosphorus, and too much of excretion by the kidney may also cause imbalance in the phosphorus. The next is magnesium. Magnesium is an intracellular cation, and magnesium is mainly involved in ATP metabolism, contraction and relaxation of the muscles, and proper neurological functioning, and also it is responsible for neurotransmitter release. And chloride, it is an anion, negatively charged ion found mainly in the extracellular fluid, and kidneys are responsible for regulating the chloride levels in the body. Most of the chloride is filtered by glomerulus in the kidney, in the nephron, and reabsorbed by the kidney tubules of the nephron. and so thus it maintains the chloride levels in the body. So here we have discussed about body fluid compartments, including intracellular fluid, extracellular fluid, then major electrolytes in the body. Hope it is understood to everyone. Thanks for watching. Please do subscribe, like and share. Thank you.